Hello, everybody. This is Unegawea Shamanism. I do not apologize for my appearance. I had a very prophetic message come over me as I was sitting here contemplating on my new year and everything I've gone through. So, for those of you who are not much of a reader, like you don't like to read things, okay, I was called to actually make a video repeating what I had posted on my community board, okay? So, as you can see, yeah. So, I want you all to listen to this because this is how I want you to go into your new year because this was straight from God to me, okay? Some people are given love on a silver platter and some take it for granted. Others have to fight for it. Some people have kids to keep someone and use them to make someone feel bound or trapped. Others of us have survived to make sure that our children did not suffer the pain that we had to, regardless of if we wanted to keep fighting or give up that day. Some laugh at the pain and sleep like a baby, knowing that they hurt someone and call it an accomplishment. Others cry themselves to sleep, trusting in God that someone will notice the purity, love, and truth that their heart inside them holds. Some cry about a pay decline, while others just wish to be rich in love, understanding, and real family. If you know, you know. The world has gone so far from humane, and so have the people in it. Reflect tonight on who you are, what you say and have done to others, as well as what you have become, and go within to ask, are you part of the world's problem or solution? If, in being honest, you find you or your actions are a problem versus a solution to this world, I ask you to reevaluate and change. You are a small fraction of this world. Nothing revolves around you. We are supposed to be making this world a better place for our children and our future generations. So quit being fucking selfish and realize not everything revolves around you, but you being one person, your actions, your words, and what you put out in the world does make a huge difference. For every one person deciding to be loving, kind, and caring about the future is one step closer to making this world a better place. Reflect on that for a week or so and feel free to reply when you are over being selfish. Happy New Year, everybody. Let us make this the start of the changed world we should have been living in centuries ago, where we all matter, where we respect the earth, the animals, and each other as we should have done all along. I was sent here to help heal this earth for God, so I will do everything in my power to do so. I am not of this world, but I volunteered to do my job wholeheartedly, knowing the pain I would endure. But I advise you all to heed my word. I was sent to speak his truth, and if ignored, this world, the animals, and human race will suffer tragically and suffer tragedy. So be grateful. People like my kind were sent here to stop you from ruining yourselves and everything we have including this planet. Find love in your heart for yourself and for others, God in your soul, because he made us all in his image, and let us all bring peace to each other, Mother Earth, and the animals, the kingdom that came before us. We are all flawed, but I fear we all know not what we are doing, and that needs to change as well as do we. I am one of the true, genuine truth tellers in this world, a being not of this world. So when you come across one of the few of us, you best listen. We are gifted with wisdom you cannot even begin to comprehend. Now I need you to understand, while everybody is sitting here tearing each other down, piece to piece, sleeping like a baby at night, just glad that you just ruined somebody's day. That is not what God put us here to do. I do also want people to understand that the animals came before us. So disrespecting them, the earth, our planet is just fucking ridiculous, in my opinion, okay? As well as God's. So what I need you all to understand is, though yes, your life does matter, whether you're black, white, brown, Puerto Rican, Asian, Mexican, I don't give a fuck what you are. Okay? We all matter. All lives matter. Point blank, period. Even the karmic people in this world that do nothing but fuck up everybody's life, they matter. Because those are the people that are sent here to teach those of us that are divine how to, like, they have their own part in helping us learn how to be a leader, to change the masses, to change the world, to change our perspective, our view, to learn what we don't want in our life, what we won't put up with, what the problems of the world actually are. I think everybody is truly, in my opinion, sadly mistaken, because you really don't realize, all of you don't realize, that regardless how good or bad you are, every single person, every single thing in this world has a purpose. Okay? And like I said in one of my readings the other day, it is not a blessing or a lesson, point blank, period. If you think that there is it's either a blessing or a lesson, like, you need to go back to kindergarten. Because every blessing has a lesson inside of it. And that's what people aren't understanding, is that if we didn't have those lessons, if we didn't have those trials and tribulations, those crappy people in our life, or those people that shit on us because they were in a dark place, how the hell would we be able to get to those blessings? I have said multiple times, I talk to my daughters about it, how literally every single person in this world is a puzzle piece. Every single thing in this world is a puzzle piece. And if we all could do the same thing, or bring the same shit to the table, that would be like having a 1,000-piece puzzle with the same exact piece. How the fuck will we make a picture? Make that shit make sense. How would we make a picture? We wouldn't. It'd be a bunch of fucking puzzle pieces that were the same exact fucking piece that could not fit together. There'd be no picture. There'd be no beauty. There'd be no knowledge. There'd be no wisdom. There'd be no anything except for a bunch of fucking puzzle pieces that look the same. They couldn't make a damn puzzle. So, puzzles would be discontinued, right? So I urge everybody on this new year, I hear people all the time, oh, new year, new me. No, make that shit real. Instead of coming into this new year being like, oh, new year, new me, how about new year, new world? New year, new perspective. New year, unity in this world. New year, empathy, love, and compassion for each other. New year, new understanding. That's the kind of shit that we should be putting in our resolutions. Because this whole new world, new me shit, I am so tired of watching people be fucking selfish in this world, because honestly, that is what's wrong with this fucking world. Bro, by all means, do you. Be in competition with you. Be a better you. Be a better you. Damn, I will be your personal cheerleader without even knowing who the fuck you are or what you look like. But new year, how about we change the world? Respect the world. Respect each other. Respect the animals. Who gives a shit if your skin is a different color? Are we not all human? Who gives a shit what species of animal you are? Are you not still an animal? Who gives a shit if we're animal, tree, or human? Are we not all made of God? Are we not all here to work together in some way, shape, or form to make this world go round? Because if we didn't have trees and plants, we wouldn't have oxygen, right? If we didn't have people, we wouldn't be able to make all these new things, right? If we didn't have animals, we wouldn't have other harmful things exterminated. I don't know about anybody else, but animals, to me, sometimes are way better companions than people. Because you want to know why animals are better companions than people sometimes? Is because they know how to shut the fuck up. They know how to shut up. They don't sit there and when you go, oh my God, this is what happened to me today and my day was so shitty. They're not like, oh bitch, well you should already knew. They sit there and they put their head on your lap and they let you pet them and they comfort you on a soul level. Should we not all be connected to soul and source and spirit? Should we not all be connecting to each other to understand, to help, to heal, versus to give a fucking opinion? What happened to people listening not to answer, but to understand? Just be a listening ear. Who asked for your goddamn opinion? Who asked for your fucking opinion? Because I know that every time that I've come to somebody, if I want their opinion on what's going on, I'll say, so what do you think? So why do you people out there think that when somebody comes to you and says, blah, 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 this is what's going on, and they don't say, what do you think about it? They just stop right there. It didn't occur to you to just reach out, give them a hug, and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you went through that, instead of being like, well, you wouldn't have went through that if blah, blah, blah. Learn to listen with love and compassion and shut your mouth on your fucking opinion unless it's asked for. If somebody asks for your opinion, hell yeah, give that shit to them, okay? Give them your freaking opinion. If it's asked for. If it's not asked for and they come to you telling you, pouring their heart out, telling you what's going on, give them love. Give them understanding, give them compassion, because that's what they're looking for. Not your take on the situation, not your opinion, but they're asking for somebody to care. They're asking for somebody to be understanding, to love, to feel them on a spiritual level. And that's what's wrong with this fucking world. Like dead ass. We have people out here like me and a bunch of other like readers, people on the internet, all this shit, trying to spread you their knowledge because we are not from this world. We have been here many fucking times. And we come back here willingly, knowing the pain, the ridicule, the agony, the hurt that we're going to go through to make sure that all the generations that we're coinciding with try to make sure that you guys fucking get it. That you fucking get it. And that's what like has me looking like this right now. Like wholeheartedly. It literally breaks my soul. Because a little tidbit about me, I have lived many lifetimes. This is actually the first life that I have ever fucking lived past 19 years old. And I know this because I went to a very wise lady. Shout out to Allison. You're amazing if you're watching this. Who told me that literally every single lifetime I've ever lived, I did not live past 19 years old. Could you imagine that? That's not even half of your fucking lifespan. Because of a misunderstanding, because I tried to help people that were pieces of crap and didn't want to change. A lot of different reasons. actually one of the people that is one of my karmics, okay, is somebody that literally it's them and their mother, whether they want to admit they're karmic or not. And we've had a kid in every lifetime. In this lifetime, I chose to stand the fuck up. In every lifetime I've ever came back here, I was the family curse breaker, and I failed. I failed. Until this lifetime. Until this lifetime, when I chose that I wasn't going to let somebody break me down, though I did for a little bit. And it's okay. Even the strongest of people, we go through our shit and we have our little breakdowns, and that's okay. I guarantee you, I feel it, that when God was alive and everybody was like, oh my God, that was not a prophetic thing, that was something of the devil, and they fucking nailed him to that cross, he was just like, what the fuck? I sat here, I healed you, I helped you, I loved you, and you want to murder me? You're murdering me. And that's why they have those songs like there's a song I heard when I was younger about what if Jesus came back and you didn't even know that it was him and you treated him like shit, basically. And that's what you people don't understand out there, is those people that are sent into your life. And I want you to really reflect on this for the people that just want to shit up everything, okay? Those people that were sent into your life, that they loved you and they were good to you no matter what you did to them, no matter how you broke them, you cheated on them, you lied to them, you hurt them, whatever. You don't think those people are made of God? In God's image? We actually all are made in God's image. I have been told that nobody's born evil. Yeah, of course we do things and demonic entities attached to us, okay? And that applies to divine beings as well. That shit happens to us too when we get lost in drugs and alcohol and shitty people and we just won't leave because we're like, I can fix this, I can fix this. But every single person that you encounter, trial and tribulation you have gone through, it was all to try to better this world, to try to make people see the way they should go, what's really going on, to try to bring out who they really are versus what they are attached to. Because just like when people say, you aren't who you hang out with. You're a different, okay, example, you're a different person when you're on drugs and alcohol than you are when you're sober, right? So what makes you think that that isn't a demonic entity attached to you? You're not a shitty person because of what you've done. In the words, I'm actually quote it in the words of Kanye West, one of the best songs I ever heard was when he said, the prettiest people do the ugliest things. And it's true. There is divine beings and karmics and all that shit. Why the prettiest people do the ugliest things is because, for one, the devil does not come looking like a haggard ass, wrinkled up, pruned raisin ass bitch or dude. Period. I mean, who would fuck with that person? You'd be like, oh no, you're hella ugly. I'm not even fucking with that, right? Because most people are shallow. It's human nature. Not all of us are, but most. But do understand that, like, at any point in time, you were made in God's image. Everybody was made in God's image. You have the power to change. You have the power to be what you've never been, or who you were always meant to be, for that matter. But you choose to turn your back. Over what? Because you can't physically see it, because there's no proof to you. make it make sense to me how y'all will like follow in masses a fucking book, a book that is man-made, man-written, but y'all won't follow your intuition and your soul. Something that God gave us. God didn't write that fucking Bible. A man wrote that with his hands. And you'll believe something that a man wrote with his hands and tells you, oh, this is what God told me. But y'all won't believe people out here like me or other people on this fucking platform or other platforms for that matter that are genuine truth tellers, that are really getting these downloads from God, and you want to tell us we're satanic. So now you tell me the conspiracy and that shit. Tell me that isn't some demonic entity trying to lead you in the wrong direction. Because I'm going to tell you, if you are one of those people that will sit there in the pews 3 times a week, or even every Sunday, and listen to some preacher talk out of a fucking book and say that it was God's word, versus somebody on here that can tell you some real ass shit, that can come to you looking like this, wholeheartedly bawled their eyes out and told you some real shit from God. You need to reevaluate your fucking self, your life, your thought process, your everything, and think about how you've been brainwashed, how you've been bullshitted, manipulated, lied to. Because I'm going to tell you, this is the realest shit I've spoken on my channel so far, but I was literally overpowered by God. Because I was listening to another reader, which I won't name, okay? But shout out to you, because you are a fucking real one. You're real as fuck, and I can tell, and I can see not just your physical appearance, but through your fucking soul. And you are a beautiful soul. And I'm going to say it like that, so, because it's none of your business if this is a man or a woman. But that is a real, sorry, my phone's dying, beautiful God-given soul. That's prophetic word. Also, I will speak on one reader specifically that I want to give a shout out to, because I feel like people have the wrong perception about this lady. I think it, sorry if I get your name wrong, hun, but I think it is the Peppermint Tarot. Girl, you are real as fuck. And people can say what they want to say about you and talk their shit and think what they want to think about you, because I feel that hatred you get from people. But you are real as shit. I will tell you that you are one of the first tarot readers I ever started watching. Okay, and you're bomb. You're killing it, girl. So anybody tells you any bullshit about you're this, you're that, you're a witch, you're anything, I get it, because I've gotten that too. Oh, I do black magic, I'm a witch. I'm not shit. I am a divine being. I came here specifically knowing damn well that I was going to get nothing but hatred, and I'm still out here doing it. And I'm just starting out. I don't have as much clout as you do, as many followers as you do. I am not doing it like you are, but girl, you're doing it. So don't you damn well let anybody fucking make you feel like shit. You understand me? If you watch this, don't you ever make anybody let you feel like shit. And all those people out there talking shit about the lovely female on Love Peppermint Tarot, she has been through hell and back. And you know how I know that? Because I see it in her eyes. I see it in her face. And I've been there. Not in her situation exactly, because we all go through our own struggles. But that hurt in her eyes. And I mean, I went back on her channel in those videos, and I've been through that hurt. I've watched people die. I've been destroyed to the extreme, and I can see that in her eyes. And for that woman to get up on this fucking platform and speak those prophetic words and give you those goddamn messages and give you a forewarning of shit that's happening, and y'all want to go and talk shit about her, fuck all of you, is what I'm going to say to you, point blank period. Because that is a strong lady right there. And all y'all sit there and talk shit because in all reality, you wish you could be like her. I said what the fuck I said. Period. For all those male tarot readers out there that are legit and real, shout out to you. Because women always want... I grew up with brothers. I want y'all to understand that, okay? So all these women out here want to piss poor me, or, oh, we're only women are psychic, only women have intuition. Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. I call bullshit on that, because honestly, I have less respect for women than I do for men. 150%. Because at least for most men, unless they are like totally in their feminine shit, they will be like, bitch, I'm just trying to fuck you over and use you, and that's that. I can respect a motherfucker that's up front. But women are like catty as fuck, go behind your back and do some dumbass bullshit, okay? So shout out to you male tarot readers, because y'all are some real ones coming up on here knowing that you're gonna get that whole like, oh, you're not a woman, you don't have intuition. Bruh, I got news for you. It doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. If you're psychic, if you're intuitive, if you have gifts, it is what it is. It don't matter what gender you are. If you know, you know. And all y'all ignorant fuckers up on here, and I'd say excuse my language, but I don't give a shit. You don't like me? Click the fuck off. All y'all up here shitting on other people because of their sex, because of how they look, because of how they speak their messages, or how they present themselves, y'all better go back to kindergarten, because you didn't learn how to respect people, you didn't learn how to keep your hands to yourself, and you didn't learn how to be a decent human being. And you might want to drive over to your mom's house and slap her for raising a disrespectful little asshole. I said what I said. Period. Come at me in the comments. I don't care, because I'm going to be the last person in this world coming into 2023 that gives a rat's ass about what one person says to me in a comment. I can give a shit if I never had another follower again. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Janice. Bye, Tommy. Bye, freaking Todd. Bye, goddamn Bradley. For all I give a shit. I said what I said. Y'all can come at people, attack people, and do all this shit, but what you need to understand is, male or female, when we are not of this world, put on this earth, knowing that we have a job to do, unlike y'all lazy motherfuckers that try to steal everybody's content, steal everybody's ideas, and do this dumb shit, we're gonna sit here and do it. Because we're strong enough to do it. And y'all want to sit there jealous, taking everybody's content, wondering, oh, why didn't I get that position? Because you're weak, bruh. Because you're weak. Because you weren't strong enough. This is like some straight up, like, put you in a Roman stadium gladiator shit. You would have got shanked within the first second. You couldn't handle a fraction of the shit that some of us had to go through to get the position that we got, spiritually ranking or physically ranking. Point blank period. I said what the fuck I said. All you want to sit over there and trash talk everybody. You understand me? So, for all the readers out there that are genuinely putting messages out to help people, that are following God's word, that are doing your job, if nobody has told you tonight, this whole 2023, or today, I'm going to sit here and tell you, You're rocking it. You're doing the goddamn thing. You are handling your shit. And don't let a goddamn word, a breath, a thought of what anybody who is ignorant or a dipshit tells you waver your faith. Make you think, should I really be doing this? Should I really put out these messages? Fuck yes, you should. You got put here to do this. Before I was born, I've talked to my dad. My parents actually went to a psychic, and my middle name is actually her first name. And I remember my dad had always told me all my life that before I came into this world, when they went to that psychic, I didn't know if I wanted to come here again, because I had been hurt and brutalized and fucked up in every single fucking life I'd ever been in. And I didn't live past 19. Just so everybody knows, I turned 32 this coming month. Happy frickin' 2023. Ain't nobody stopping me this lifetime. And my dad was like, I want her here. I want a daughter. And I was in the spiritual world. I was given a briefing of all the things I would go through, all the people I would encounter, all the shit I would have to face. And I made the choice to come here knowing damn well that I was going to get brutalized all over again for the millionth time. Because I'm an old soul, if you can't tell. Though I do like to joke around and be funny, because I do feel it's important to hold love in your heart always. Put love into every situation and try to stay forever young in the soul, okay? In all honesty, that is the only way that you can get across to every single generation, whether they be 100 years old or 2 years old. Because I'll tell you, I'm one of those people that I can connect with and get my message across to any age person in this fucking world. Because I know how to talk to everybody on their level. But here I am, sitting here for the millionth time. But guess what? I made it over a decade past every other fucking life I've ever been in. And that's some shit. I'm literally obliterating the karmic that I've had a million lives with, and his mother that I have a million lives with, and a couple other karmics too. I'm going on a multifaceted battle of He-Man woman haters, not to mention the bitches that they are attached to, that they try to tell that I'm still fucking them or talking to them or whatever, when I am single as shit, celibate as shit, and I have been for a long time now. And guess what? I'm going to continue to do that. I have been through drug addiction, alcohol addiction. I have gotten my youngest child, got taken away from me by CPS under false statements with a falsified drug test with no chain of custody, and nobody did a fucking thing about it. When she was born, I didn't even get to hold her. When I finally got her home, because my parents were allowed to foster her, though they tried to fight my dad over being able to be a foster parent for a charge that was a 45-year-old charge, which is the only charge he ever had on his record. I have custody of my kids, full custody of the daughter that they did that to. And I deal with abandonment issues every day with her. When I so much as leave to go to the gas station, she bawls because she's scared I'm not going to come back. Because for the first 9 months of her life, I wasn't even allowed to live at my house. I had to live in my car or live in a hotel. when I had no job and no money. I was disabled. I got in a car accident, broke my spine, snapped my leg in half, and all this shit. 85 miles an hour, flung out of a car with no seatbelt on, and survived. Not a scratch on my fucking face, but I did. I snapped my spine, my femur, and just fucked myself completely up. And I lived. I actually ended up falling in a ditch, and the truck rolled over me. So, like, when people want to sit there, for all those people out there trying to bring these prophetic messages, trying to handle the shit, do the damn thing, sitting there getting backlash and shit on and shit talked every single fucking day, that sit here to take the time out of your day to help other people, even though they shit talk you and call you all these names and say all this bullshit. I'm here coming into 2023 to let you know, fuck them and fuck their shit. If they want to be ignorant, if they want to not listen to your word, if they want to talk their shit, block your comment section. Because male or female, to get up on here, tell your story, give those messages, or do anything to help anybody in this world when everybody is so selfish and ignorant, you're a badass for that right there. Point blank period. I don't think you realize that, like, if there was a Hall of Fame of rock stars, like, y'all would be up in that bitch 20 times over. Like, fuck Celine Dion, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm really bad at actors and actresses and singers and shit. Anybody else, I'm all Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, like, y'all would be freaking, like, they'd paste your picture over theirs. Because, oh, cool, you can act like this. But the shit we do on here, that's real shit. That's some real shit. And real in this world is hard to come by. Hence why people like us, it's hard for us to get in relationships. It's hard for us to have friends. It's hard for us to trust. You know what I learned is the realest of us sit here and we really don't have very many friends, if we even have any at all. We don't even have much family, regardless if they're blood or not, if we have any at all. Most of us are single, hoping to God we can find someone as real as us, if we ever do at all, right? So, personally, coming into 2023, I'm going to thank you if nobody else does. And God's going to thank you for everything that you've done. And you are going to be blessed 20 times over. And I speak that shit in the name of Jesus. You are going to have everything you want and dreamed of. The relationships you deserved. The family you deserve. The love you deserve. The house you deserve. The car you deserve. Everything. You name it and you're going to have it. You know why? Because you sat here, God knows how many years, depending on how old you are, and fought, not just for you, but for God, for the angels, for your ancestors, for the human race, for the world, for the animal kingdom. So whenever you have that little inkling of doubt that you aren't a badass, you better fucking Missy Elliott that shit. Put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it, homegirl, homeboy. Because without people like you, without people like me, without people that give a shit about something other than just their damn self, this world would have already been tanked. It would have been tanked. We would have been done. Everything. The world, the animals, the human race, all of us. And that's coming from somebody that, like, hell yeah, I'm in a human form, but I ain't human. I've been here many times. And this little message right here, this prophetic message, this is just the start of it. You're going to hear from me. But I reveal what I'm told to reveal because God tells me what I can and can't reveal. And I will reveal it in His time because I listen to Him. That's the person I come to. That's the person I respect, that I love, that I follow. And I'm going to tell you, if you're like in those little witch cults, those black magic, they satanic bullshit, y'all better reevaluate yourself. Because evil has reigned on this earth for centuries. Y'all didn't think it was going to be our comeback this time? Because I'm going to tell you, and this ain't to toot my own horn at all, but toot toot. You got people like me coming up in this world. And I'm woke as fuck. And if you think that I'm going to let like demonic entities, Satan, evil, reign in this world any freaking more, you got me fucked up, down, and side to side, buddy. Because it ain't happening. Your time's done. And it is time for anybody evil or anybody working for anything evil that you are going to be sat the fuck down along with everybody that you work with and who you pray to. So, that being said, as serious as that was, that's my New Year's message. So I hope everybody really watches this shit. I hope this blows the fuck up. Like, share, and subscribe this shit. Do you want this world to change? Do you want your children to live in a better world? To love and respect this earth and each other? Are you done with all these murders, this bullshit, this rape, this molestation, all this crap that is not of God? Like, share, and subscribe. Circulate this shit. Because right here, this is what people need to hear. Those readers that are going to tell you real shit, give you real advice, be raw with you like that, that's what this world needs. Regardless if it makes you cry on your New Year's, regardless if it has you in your head for the next 4 months, that's what God wanted for you by watching this message. But I hope everybody goes into this new year wanting to change this world. Because even at 31, almost 32 years old, I'm sitting here thinking, I ain't gonna be here forever. And I sure as shit don't want my little girls to even go through a fraction of the shit I went through. The getting poisoned and date raped and molested and people trying to like literally sell you without your knowledge. Sacrifice you, like kill you, literally kill you. That is not, point blank period, not going to be the world that my daughters live in. And unfortunately for people doing dumbass shit, I plan on bringing more children into this world, so get ready, bitch. Because my kids are going to be strapped spiritually and fully equipped to deal with this fucking world. And make sure that, like, while y'all think that a legacy is having a mansion, cars, all that shit, my children are going to carry on the legacy of fucking God. The prophetic word. The spirit of the healers. So while y'all out there trying to fuck your kids up and teach them to like rob and steal and do dumb shit, I'm gonna bring kids up in this world that literally hardwire, rewire all that shit, all that fucked up negativity that you've done to your kids. All you people out there doing dumb shit. Because when I'm gone, my kids are going to carry on what I feel is a real legacy, which is love and light and healing and making sure that people that are ignorant as fucking selfish don't continue to get out of line. Because I need y'all to really remember this is not our world, this is God's world. God created you, me, our children, and gave us the blessing of having food, water, knowledge, animals, all of it, the human experience. So those of y'all that think you're gonna run shit, just steal from people, fuck people over, y'all better check your fucking self. Because if you don't check yourself, God will let you keep going and going and going, and he'll wreck your ass. Because anybody with the proper knowledge of spiritual law knows that we touch you, we fuck you back up, we're gonna get our karma. But that don't mean that the ancestors, the angels, and God ain't gonna come get your ass. So you better really, really reevaluate what side you want to stand on. Because for those who aren't aware or aren't listening to those other tarot readers out there, they are 100% accurate. It is a spiritual warfare out there. Whether you be full-on spiritual, prophetic, empress, high priestess, whatever the fuck you want to label yourself, or you are a straight person possessed by demonic forces or the devil himself, or you are the devil reincarnated walking this earth, you better listen, and you better listen the fuck good. Because people like me and these other genuine readers, these other genuine angels of God, workers of God, people that were put here to do God's work, we are not going to go down without a fight, and I guarantee you aren't going to win. Because we were taught to lead with love and to ixnay, okay, Pig Latin, the violence. And when you choose silence or love or compassion as a way to fight back, the other person's going to lose every time. But don't get it twisted. That don't mean we can't fucking defend ourselves. Because when it came toe-to-toe physical, and if we had to defend ourselves, we'd lay you out in fucking a half a second flat. You wouldn't even know what day it was, what happened, or what your name was by the time we were done. But we ain't even got to go that far. And that's the crazy thing. So you might want to reevaluate while you're out there doing all that spell work, fighting, and clawing and scraping, ripping your damn nails off, trying to fuck somebody over. What side you really trying to be on, though? Like, what side do you think is really gonna win, though? Because that's what I'm being called to ask you. And for those of you that are a little like the dullest crayon in the box, okay? You're like the black crayon in the box of brightness. Like, please do rewatch this video as many times as you need to get it through your head. Because the world is going to start to change now. And you're either going to row the boat or get the fuck off. You understand me? You are either going to row and put in your part, put in your work in this world, or you're going to get the fuck off and you're going to drown. So I'm coming to you as a spiritualist, a woman of God, and a fucking realist. You better really put into consideration from here on out what you say, what you do to people, what you think, the intention you put out, everything. You better think before you do, act, speak, or think a goddamn thing from here on out. Because if you think that God isn't watching, if you think that God didn't let you get that far fucking somebody over because he was going to fuck you up even harder or like put you out for good, you better really rethink yourself. God works in mysterious ways. But I'm going to tell you, he ain't going to let you just free form take people out that were here, sent here by him to do his work, to reform this world to change the world so that it can continue existing, so that we can continue existing, so that things can be better. And for those people out there doing dumb shit, I've got to believe that, as for specifically the mothers, like, you literally carried a child for 9 months and birth, and that shit's painful because I've had full on no epidural childbirth. One of the most painful things I've ever experienced, other than that car accident. And I've got to believe that somewhere in there that you love or care about your children. So if you don't love, care about, or respect yourself, I would suggest you change for those babies you had, and you start taking care of them. You start teaching them the right things, doing the right things. Be a fucking example. For those of y'all like that, I can't even say straighten your crown. You better find your crown so that you can dig it up, dust it off, and put it on. Because you have a fucking example to set for fathers as well. You have a goddamn example to set. Start acting like a fucking father. Start being a goddamn example for those children. Start being a positive role model, reinforcement in their life. You understand me? Because for y'all to think around, you could just go around puppy milling babies and then just leave them to their own defenses. How dare you? Who the fuck are you? Those children, if anything else, the second you decide to spread your legs and have that child, or stick it in and have that child, you better be thinking about how to be a better fucking parent than the one you had. Point blank period. Whether they're good or bad. You better up your goddamn game. Because those children did not ask to be here. And they sure as shit didn't ask for you to be a piece of shit. And leave them to their own defenses. Or leave them to raise themselves. Or for some of you, leave them to raise you because you're the parent. So I hope that this reached some people tonight. Happy New Year. Let's start 2023 making this a better life, not just for ourselves, since most of y'all want to be selfish, but for our children who matter more than us, or at least they should, for our world, that if it didn't exist, neither would we, for those animals that existed before we did. How about we just start respecting each other? How about we realize that there's only literally one race, and that is human race? Because I'm going to put it to you the way I put it to my kid. How many breeds of dogs do we have? Like 1 million? But we don't treat any other dog other than dipshits shittier than other dogs, right? Because their fur may look different, and they may actually physically look different, but they're all dogs, right? They're all the same species, same race. Well, so are we. So let's all be like one race, the human race. Let's all quit discriminating on people because of their color, their shape, their size, the way they look. Because you are not God. And you have no fucking right to judge anybody for anything along those lines. So let's all start acting like decent people. Let's all start pouring love not only into ourselves, but everything and everybody into this world. And I guarantee you, I promise you, that if you genuinely do that, don't just act like you're doing it, but if you genuinely do that shit, you watch how quickly this world will start to repair itself. People like me and other genuine people won't have to bust our ass plus some and exhaust ourselves energetically, spiritually, and physically to get it through your thick ass selfish heads. everybody, and I mean everybody and everything, will live a better life. We'll live in a better world. Point blank, period. Peace, love, and light. Happy freaking New Year, right? 2023. Let's actually make it a good one. Let's actually do what we were put here to do. Let's treat people, places, and things the way that they're supposed to be treated. Let's all pour love into everything. Everyone. Every animal. Let's all be appreciative for what we have, regardless of how much or how little. And I guarantee you, everybody listens to me and watch how much better everything will be. Everyone will be. Okay? I hope y'all have a good night.